Okay, have a question. I don't know if you have time to get into this, but it's how do you calculate the dotted lines? I think he's talking
Oh, you
about the
mean those are
Fibonacci.
those
Yeah.
are done automatically by the program for Ensign? It automatically puts them in within a hundredth decimal point of the exact number. I've been with Ensign for 20 years, and I've taught so many people to do this that they built these programs of the Fibonacci numbers and the Gartley pattern and the formations tools to actually, make it a lot easier. Let me give you an example here. If I wanted to, just to show you here, let me get rid of all this stuff. I will just delete it all. If I wanted to look at a formation tool, move like here from there to there to there, and I see that it missed, all I have to do is to go to my objects list, into my formation tools, to properties, and I can change this from even to 1.618, and it will draw it in perfectly for me. It'll just literally go and see, that's what we're saying. So that's what it's saying is the AB leg is 1, but the BC leg is 1.618 of the AB leg. That's really what it's doing. And you can vary that from any, I usually do 127 or 1.618.
I have a question though, maybe slightly off topic. I'm reading your Fibonacci book, and at the end you've got some recommended reading. And I've been an enthusiast of Gann's works for quite a long time, and I've studied planetary financial cycles for about 15 years or so. You've got the magic word as one of your recommended reading. Can you explain
Yeah, I don't
why?
know. I have all of the things that Gann used in his courses that he taught. The magic word is written in riddles. I don't think that's necessary. I actually did a lot of work with Gann, and also when I was at Drexel Burnham, one of my customers was a private investigator, and he overheard me one day sitting in the office that, this guy, is really mysterious, Gann. He said, well, we can find out a lot about him. And so we tracked down 3 of his 4 kids. He had 3 boys and a girl. We talked to 2 of the boys. The daughter wouldn't speak to us at all. The other fellow we never were able to make contact with. But the one son that spent a lot of time talking to us was a bond broker for Dean Witter in New York, and he told us a lot about his dad. That his dad left an estate when he died in 1954 of about $250,000, which was a great deal of money back then. He also had a boat called a Coffee Bean. He was a workaholic. He smoked a lot. He was 33rd degree Mason. And he just really was, basically his whole life was nothing about the markets. That's all he did. He didn't go on vacations except for once he went to Egypt, but he didn't take any family vacations. The kids were not that fond of their father, from what I could gather from the thing. But the most amazing thing about W.D. Gann and also George Baer and some of these other guys, they never mentioned the Fibonacci summation sequence. And both of those gentlemen were 33rd degree Masons. And if you remember that picture from Pythagoras where it had the Masonic emblem there in that proportional divider, that's their Masonic emblem, and that's supposed to be the secret school of the Masons. They just don't mention that word, but it's there. I mean, you cannot, Gann used 5/8 and 6/8 and 8/5 and stuff like that, but he would never mention the number, the Fibonacci number. And remember, he was during the time when Charles Collins was promoting Ralph Elliott back in 1938 is when they wrote the first papers about the Elliott wave. And, Elliott did not know 786 or 1.27. He flat did not know that. That's why these Elliott guys get involved with their counts of it's got to be a 3-wave or a 4-wave or a 5-wave. You could care less as long as it's a tradable wave, and that's where the patterns will help you. If you've got a pattern within that wave, that'll help quantify the risk. You don't know whether you're going to win or lose or not, but it gets the probabilities on your side.
Now, I understand you use candlesticks sometimes in combination with these wave patterns. Is that still true?
Yeah, it's a function of old age. I can see candles better than I can a bar chart.
Hmm.
But that I don't need glasses. But you know, they're much easier and they're prettier. That's the only reason. You know, I it doesn't make any difference whether it's a bar chart or a candle. You know, really doesn't. I like to see tweezers though. I really do. Tweezers are really good because it tells you supply and demand. And you know, if it goes beyond the tweezer, you're probably doing something wrong. So that helps control the risk a little bit. But as far as all the other things with the candlesticks, I'm not too interested in it. I'm aware of the engulfing lines because those are the wide bars that I watch.
You can read ask yours.
Hello, Larry. I know you looked at the dollar
Yes.
index about a few minutes ago. Do you mind putting up the euro dollar chart? Because I'm pretty much bearish in this market, but on the euro, what levels to get in? That's what I'm kind of concerned about. I don't know where your 127 and 618 retracements are.
So you want to take a look at the euro?
Please.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Just give me a second. I can pull it up real quick. We write the 618 came in at this level right here at 31, and then this week we had another big run. We're almost at the 786, which is at 134. I don't think it'll get much higher than this level right here, the 134 level. This might be it. The 133 level might be it because of the way it looks on the 30-minute chart. You see, this is the 30-minute chart, and this was the report that came out. Remember when everybody jumped around crazy, and you know the fact that we don't have anybody working anymore or anything like that. But that's nothing more than I can't draw it very well because it's so asymmetrical. But that distance from here to here never stayed above the 127 by very much. You see, this was during the time of that report, and the 127 was at that 133 level. So that's only part of it. If you look at the pound and the Canadian and the euro and Canadian and Aussie, all of those they're all making really bearish patterns. That's why we're coming into a week where the dollar is really going to be put to the test. The feet's going to be in the fire. But if we get, I mean, there's going to be a lot of resistance between 133.50 and 134 in the euro. That's within 100 points of where it is right now.
Oh, like between 133 and 30.
And 133 and 134. And then when the bottom was being made, if you went back, I mean, just say we were doing this before, when the bottom was being made down here, let me get rid of some of this. When the bottom was being made right here, this is where you wanted to be buying the euro. So you had a beautiful three drive pattern right there. You know, see, there's just a perfect A, B, C, D coming down. It had a beautiful retracement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days down in the move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days down in the move. So it had a lot of symmetry. And then you had your first Gartley buy pattern right here. This was on the 28th, which happened to be my birthday, but that was there was your ABCD leg. Here's a case where the ABCD was right at the 50%. See, there's AB equals CD right at the 50% level, and then it had its big run. And now we've made these thrusts up, and we're ready for a pretty good correction. So we'll see if this is going to be it. But there's a lot of resistance at this level, at that 130, 134 level. It's really close. See, it's right there. So it's very, very close.
So that correction, do you expect market to go down significantly to take the previous lows out, or is it just going to be like?
Yeah, I think it'll take. The reason why is if you look at the long-term weekly on the euro, it's got some really significant patterns coming due down here at the 115. This is just nothing more than a, 6, 7, 8 week rally. See, look at it. We've been rallying 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks that we've rallied. You see, and we're not even rallying very much. I mean, this is well, it's a big rally for sure, but this is still a downtrend. I mean, we're basically still looking at this bigger ABCD. Here we were just very, very oversold, and now we've corrected that, and we're coming up against these numbers, these two particular highs right here. Those were the last rallies. See, fact is, we're right at the 786 of this one right here, and the 618 of that one is right there. You see why that's so powerful?
Yes.
That's why it's yeah, it's going to be real interesting.
Thank you.
It's not just the euro; it's a combination of the dollar index and all of the other major currencies are all doing the same thing. I mean, they're all making these patterns. Hey, I don't know nothing about fundamentals. I do know about patterns.
Larry, on the I've been reading your book, and in the AB equals CD pattern, when you say AB equals CD, that's price and time that are equal, correct?
I primarily teach just price only, but time is very good if you'll learn to do time. And the reason for that is that time is the ultimate timing signal. Let me just remove some of this and show you an example of this, what you just mentioned. Here's an AB equals CD pattern right here. There's your AB. Market comes down to the 61% retracement and goes up to D. Okay. Now it went up in 1, 2, 3 weeks. This one went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. This one took another 1.27 in time, to get up to that level. But that's the ultimate. But time is not on your equity run. Price is on your equity run, so that's what you have to use. You've got to use price.
Okay, so when you say price and time, the time would be the exact same number of days, not necessarily a Fibonacci ratio.
Yeah, I'm just counting bars. My time is related to the Venus cycles and the Mercury cycles and the lunar cycles. Those are the ones that I'm interested in the most, because those are ones that I can see that have mathematical implications to the market that I'm watching, especially Venus. Venus is a 618 cycle. It's the second fastest moving planet, and it has all the attributes of timing the market that you'd ever want to get. I mean, if you want to see something, when we shorted the gold here, let's just do the weekly gold chart. This was when we went short gold a few weeks ago. You'll see that these are not quite set the way I want, but close enough here. You can see the ABCD leg, and it stopped exactly at the 1.618 within just a few dollars. And there was another ABCD leg there, and we're looking for gold to come down somewhere around the 900 level. That's what it equaled to the last time. So we're going to find if it enters. But both of them were, they're right on the money, so we'll see. If gold gets above 1225, then we got a chance for gold to have a heck of a run. But right now, I think gold's bias is to the downside.
Okay, we have a question on the Ensign software. Where do you go about getting that? And then I have a follow-up question to that.
Ensign software. I have nothing to do. I don't have an interest in Ensign, or I don't get anything from it. But you just go to ensignsoftware.com, and it's $50 a month. It's a really terrific charting package for $50 a month. It runs with a lot of different data feeds, eSignal, and some of the others. But just ensignsoftware.com.
And in terms of how to use this part that you're showing us here, is there an instruction manual included there somewhere? Or?
Yeah, they've got some great tutorials. Great tutorials in there to teach you how to do it.